Hello everyone, how are you? Well, today we are going to be learning about how we see things. Chapter number 9. Yes, you're starting with this chapter. Are you ready? Well, so in this video, we will learn about what is light, what is a light source, the types of light sources, and the reflection of light. The last topic, which is the reflection of light, we will be continuing with this topic in the next video. So you need to watch out the next video too, right? Okay, let's start. Have you ever been in a situation where you are sitting in pitch darkness, that is a pitch dark room, and you're trying to look at things? Have you been successful? At least I haven't been. Well, the reason being, yes, there isn't any light falling on the objects, and light enables us to see. So, could we say that light is a form of energy that enables us to see? A long time ago, people thought that our eyes produced light which fell on the objects, and then we were thus, able to see the objects. Do you think that's true? No, it isn't. You're right. So, we are able to see things either they're producing their own light, or the light that is falling on them is reflected onto our eyes, right? Come on, let's move on to. Okay, let's see what is a light source. Well, a light source is anything that produces or it makes its own light. Could we say that the sun is a light source? Yes, definitely the sun is a light source. What about the light bulbs, the table lamp, the candle? Yes, these are all the light sources. Even, if you're looking at your laptop right now, the screen, it's giving out some light and you're able to watch this video. So that is a light source right now, correct? Okay, moving on. The sun is our main source of light. Yes, the sun. That is the main source of light. We are getting most of the light from it. Okay. Have you ever noticed that there are some surfaces or there are some objects which appear really, really, really bright and really shiny, but do you think they might be light sources? Um, let's say a metal or a mirror. Do you think these are light sources? Well, definitely they aren't because they are not giving out their own light. They're just reflecting the light that is falling on them. So, what do we call such objects? Well, the objects which do not give out their own light, they're known as the non light source. They may seem bright and shiny, but the thing is, they're just reflecting the light of the sun. I mean, sorry, well, they're not reflecting the light of the sun. Some of them might be reflecting the light of the sun if the light of the sun is falling on them. Well, they're reflecting the light that is falling from any light source. I hope that's clear. Okay, ready to learn about the types of light sources? Let's have a look. Okay, we can see two columns over here, right? One is for the natural light source and the other is for the man-made light source. Well, natural light sources, as the name suggests, they're natural, they're found in nature, right? They're present naturally there. Whereas the man made light sources are the artificial light sources that have been made by man. So you can see some examples over here. For natural light sources, we have sun, firefly, stars, jellyfish, we have lightning in the sky, and then we have for the man made light sources, we have traffic lights, we have torch, we have table lamp, we have light bulb, we have candles, and you can add anything that you think might be a man-made light source or a natural light source if you want to add something in the next column. Well, Sun is the main source of light. Yes. Did you know that the sun is a star? Could you see? There is third thing written over there in that column is are stars. Well, sun is a star too. And it appears really, really bright and bigger than the other stars that we see in the night sky because those stars are really, really, really far as compared with the sun. The sun is the nearest star to us, and therefore it appears bigger and really brighter. Okay, have you heard about a firefly? What's a firefly, guys? A firefly is an insect that produces its own light. And yeah, we have them. And they're natural, so they're natural light sources. Jellyfish, did you know there are some jellyfish which can produce their own light? Yes, there's a mechanism bioluminescence. Through that, they produce light of their own. Yes, and when do they do that? When they are, in danger of a predator. And yes, that is when they, give out the light. So the light that they're giving out is a natural light source, right? They're not reflecting the light from some other light source. They're producing their own light. Okay, lightning in the sky. Yes, definitely. That is natural. Okay, let's have a look at the man-made light sources. Traffic lights. Yes. Torch, table lamp, light bulb, candle. I think we can add a lot more over here. Your mobile phone screen, could we say that it's a light source, right? This laptop, yes, if you're playing a video on it, yes, it is a light source, correct? So you can come up with a lot of other examples yourself. We have a little game for you. Ready? Okay. So you have to identify the light sources and the non-light sources. Ready? Okay, let's start. Do you see a cloud on the extreme left? Yeah, on the top. Well, what's happening over there? Yes, lightning. Okay, what is it? Lightning? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a natural light source. Correct. Okay, do you see there is something else down there? There is some wood, and it's we are it is being put on fire. Yes, that again, what is it? It's a light source. Correct. Oh wow, we have a Christmas tree over there. Okay, what do you see? Do you see those tiny fairy lights on them? Yes, those fairy lights are once again the light source. Okay, could you tell me what kind of a light source? Yes, you're right. It is a man made light source. Okay, we have a chair here, right? Okay, do you think this chair is a light source? Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. It isn't a light source. It is a non-light source. Oh wow, we have a window over there. Yes, the window. Okay, what's that window doing? Is it a light source? No, it isn't. Yes, definitely. Okay, have a look at the candle. Yes, the candle. Yes, you're right. It is a man made light source. Oh, I can spot a mirror on the table. Could you? Yeah, there's a dressing table and it has a mirror. Could you see to the right of the chair? Yeah, down there. Yes. Is that mirror a light source? It's shiny. Yeah. No, it isn't. It is not a light source. Correct. It's a non light source. Okay, then we have this vacuum cleaner, if I'm not wrong. Yes, that vacuum cleaner is made up of metal, correct? Is it a light source? Hmm. Yeah, you're right. It is a non light source. Okay, look at all those forks and spoons and the knife over there. Yes, you're right. It is a non-light source. Okay, what about the table lamp? Yes, a light source. An artificial or a man-made light source. Oh, I can spot a glass over there. Yes, it is again a non-light source. The sun, yes, our main source of light. Correct. Okay, should we move on? Oh, hey, I think we have, or we are missing with something. Have we covered all? No, there's a pen in the corner. I think. Is it a light source? No, it isn't. It is a non-light source. Okay, should we? Should we move on? What? You think we've missed out something? Oh, yes, there's a moon over there. Okay, what do you think? It's your turn. You tell me now. What do you think is the moon? Is it a light source? Yeah, it is really bright, right? We have this, moonlight that we call, right? What do you think? Is it a light source? Hmm? Okay, for those of you who said that it is a light source, I'm sorry. Your answer is wrong. It is a non-light source. Yes, I'm not joking. Look. Okay. See, the light of the sun falls on the moon, right? And that light is reflected from the surface of the moon to wherever you're standing, and if you're able to see the moon, because moon is not a star is a bright you know burning thing, whereas this moon, this heavenly object, isn't burning, right? It is just reflecting the light of the sun. So yes, now you can see that is the light source, which is which is light source, and the moon is a non-light source. The light from the sun falls on the moon and it is reflected from the surface of the moon, and that is how we are able to see the moon or different phases of the moon, right? Correct. Okay, just a little question. How would the earth look like if you were to observe it from the moon? Yes, pretty much like this picture over here. You would be seeing the earth light. But is it really the earth's light? No. It would be the light falling on the earth and being, the light of the sun falling on the earth and being reflected on to the moon where you're standing and observing, if you're observing over there, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, do you see we have two kinds of bulbs over here? One on the left is the fluorescent bulb, and the one on the right is the filament bulb, the bulb which has this tungsten wire in it, right? It has a filament, a wire. So what is the difference between these two, and why are we learning about them? Well, we are comparing these two in order to learn which one of these is energy efficient, which is going to be helping you to save more energy. And yes, that is what we're going to be doing. Aren't we all really happy to save energy? Yes, we are. So have a look at your left. Okay, the one which you see over here, the fluorescent one. Fluorescent bulbs are the bulbs which actually do not have a wire in them, right? There is some other mechanism through which they produce the light, which we're going to be looking in the next slide. And the one over here on the right, which is the filament bulb, has a filament or a wire in it. the electricity passes through this, right? And it heats up the filament so much that it gives out the light. And that light is what we get from the filament bulb. Okay? Whereas this fluorescent one, it has a gas in it, and that gas is electrically charged. When it is electrically charged, it gives out some radiation, or ultraviolet radiation, which is converted into light through that coating, this phosphor coating on the bulb. So let's see. Okay, well, filament bulbs were used a lot. If we talk about the past, you know, decade, past few decades, they were used a lot. But then people came up with energy saving bulbs that are the fluorescent ones. Why? Why does the filament bulb, do not save as much energy as the fluorescent one? Here is the answer. Okay, let's suppose the electricity which passes through the filament bulb, that electricity, the most of that energy is converted into heat energy. There's a lot of heat which is given out. And there is some energy which is converted into light, but a lot of it is converted into heat as well. But if we talk about the fluorescent bulbs, well, they do not give out as much heat as the filament bulb, thereby they are producing more light instead of heat. And of course, they're saving the energy, right? So that is why we prefer fluorescent bulbs over the filament bulbs these days. And there are, other more better bulbs coming up in the future. Ready to learn about the next topic? Is the reflection of light. So what is reflection? I think I've been using that word a lot, right? It is, I've already told you, the bouncing of light from a surface of an object, right? If I'm holding a ball, let's suppose a tennis ball, and if I were to throw it on the wall, what would happen? Yes, you're right, it will bounce back. Just imagine the light falling on a surface like that, and then of course it bounces back. That is called reflection of light. Okay, could you represent the ray of light or a beam of light, in the pictures, in the diagrams? Yes, you can. You can represent that using an arrow. And we're going to be looking at some examples right ahead. So you can represent a ray of light using an arrow. Okay, I think you already know that the objects which do not produce light can be seen because they reflect light into our eyes, and that is how we are able to see them. Here is an example. See, there's a woman, right? And there is a light source, and then there is this picture. The light from the light source falls in the picture, right? Could you observe the arrow, right? It's towards, the arrowhead is pointing towards the picture. Correct. So the light is falling on the picture, and then that light is reflected or bounced in another direction. It is bounced towards, the direction. In which direction? Yes, in the direction of the lady over there. And then, she is able to observe it through her eyes. Moving on. Here is another example. And what's that? Yes, the light from the sun is falling on the flower, and the surface of the flower bounces that light off its surface, right? So that is falling onto the eye of the person. You can see it over there. And then that image is, of course, sent to the brain, and the brain processes the entire image. Wow. Let's move on. Here we have some key points. What we have learned today? We have learned that light is a form of energy that enables us to see. And our eyes are the sense organs which are able to sense light and send the signal to the brain. Okay, then we learned that things which produce light are called light sources, whereas the things which do not produce light of their own are known as non-light sources. The sun is our main source of light, correct? And we learned there are two kinds of light sources, the natural light source and the man-made light source. Then we learned that not all objects which appear shiny might be light sources, correct? They might be just reflecting the light of the sun. We see a light source when the light from the source enters our eye. Objects which do not produce light can be seen because they reflect light into our eyes. Well, that's it for today. Hope you've learned a lot. Watch out for the next video. Goodbye.